Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a really good new recording of the complete Mendelssohn Symphonies on the Alpha label, featuring Paavo Järvi and the Tonhalle-Orchester Zürich, also known as the Tonhalle-Orchestra of Zürich, Switzerland, Schweiz. Yeah, Alpha has become quite the label. The generalized classical label. They started out life as doing obscure Baroque thingies, and lots of obscure Baroque thingies. And now all of a sudden they've got Sibelius cycles going on and Shostakovich symphonies and this. And it's really very, very good. Like I said, I was really impressed by this. Mendelssohn straddles the classical and romantic periods. And because he was like a child genius of his own, there's a lot of Baroque in him too. He's an eclectic mixture that he somehow transmogrified into his own personal style. So there are a couple of ways of doing it. You can emphasize the nascent romantic element in his music, which is considerable. Or you can sort of stress the leaner, more classical sort of thing he did, which is what these performances do. They're obviously influenced by the period instrument movement. I mean, you've got hard timpani with like wood sticks and things like that. And the general musical expression tends to be rather brash, which I like. Mendelssohn should not be played as though he's weak-wristed and effete. You know what I mean? He wasn't at all. But his music was often played that way. And it's particularly played that way by, romantic type conductors or the traditional Mendelssohn sort of style, which is kind of soft at the joints. Well, this is not. One of the great, the great neglected pieces in Mendelssohn's output, or in the output of this period, is his first symphony, which is marvelous. It's in C minor, and it just goes off like a shot, and it never lets up. It's thrilling. It was quite popular when it was first performed, and Mendelssohn orchestrated the scherzo of the octet as a substitute scherzo for the very fast minuet, which he originally wrote. Nowadays, we do the original version because it's also a splendid movement. There's no reason to do the scherzo of the octet instead of the actual movement that Mendelssohn wrote. And the finale is one of these, it's based obviously on the finale of Mozart's G minor symphony, Kochel 550, that one. Well, it sort of does that, only in Mendelssohn's own way. And it builds up to this huge climax, and then all of a sudden it turns, as Mozart does not, into a brilliant C major key, and it just goes crazy until the end. I don't know why people don't play this symphony. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And this is a very exciting performance. The Reformation, that too is quite exciting. I mean, the chorales are beautifully done. And at the end, Ein Feisterborg ist unser Gott comes through with, flying colors. And we've got, the Lobgesang. Now, the Lobgesang is usually considered to be kind of triacly and dopey. And it's not. It's just beautiful. I remember the first time I really listened to it. I heard bits of it like on the radio and all that. I went, like everybody else, I was accepting received opinion and saying, oh God, the Lobgesang. The Lobgesang. No, gee whiz. It's wonderful if you pay attention to it. You see, the thing about Mendelssohn that you have to understand is that he was a fast composer. That is, his basic sense of rhythm and time was quick. Not like Wagner or Bruckner, who were slow composers. Even when they wrote fast music, it was really slow music that was just sped up, but it had a slow rate of change. Mendelssohn's not like that. Mendelssohn has a very quick rate of change. And that's marvelous in these, choral works that are supposed to be like droopy and saccharine and full of, bourgeois religious sentiment. He's not that way. I mean, he gets on with it, and it's exciting, and the Lobgesang is beautiful. This is a beautiful performance. I mean, when the sun bursts forth and you hear, the chorus is all like screaming, and the organ comes in, and it's beautifully recorded. It sounds just marvelous here. Then we've got, on disc 3, there's 4 discs, in case you're wondering, the Scottish and the Italian. The Italian is just slamming. Really exciting finale, wonderfully rhythmic and precise. Beautiful opening movement with its repeat, which you really sort of have, you really want to hear. And he takes repeats here, by the way. It's, period-y sort of style, so there you go. But it's beautiful. The inner movements don't drag. I really, really enjoyed the Italian, and the Scottish is scarcely less good. I mean, that first movement is the huge, long introduction, and then the brooding, moody first movement. It has the best scherzo you'll ever hear in your life, probably. I mean, usually it's somehow even the opening of it, then the clarinet comes. I mean, boy, do they play it well. I mean, it just has incredible lightness and precision. It's beautifully done. Absolutely beautifully done. And the finale, the Allegro Guerrerico, or whatever it's called, the warlike, da-da-da-da, it's nice. Really nice. Really nice. The triumphant ending is full and satisfying, but not tacky, because you don't want tacky. Tacky is bad, right? And then we've got, let's see, Midsummer Night's Dream excerpts on CD4, which has, most of the usual stuff with, some singing and, other goodies. The overture is delicious. The scherzo is very nicely done. The wedding march is aptly weddingish and marchish and really good. I mean, I have very few complaints about this. I think it's just splendidly done for the most part. It really is. I can understand if there are people who want performances that have a little bit more, which might maybe a little more warmth, a little bit more, sort of romantic lyricism and whatnot. But this is a perfectly legitimate way to play the music, and I find it very refreshing and bracing and worth listening to. And you probably will too. Give it a shot. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.